as it doesn't seem to have killed all of them.
Ah! I did my best, Ben.
Go ahead.
I'm debating. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this.
Are there any failed death saves yet?
There's one fail.
Shit.
I know. Okay, she would like to use 2 of her sorcery points
All right.
to do Quicken Spell, which allows her 1 more spell, correct?
I believe so. Let's see. Quick spell. Cassie. So any spell with a casting time of 1 action, she can use 2 sorcery points to make it a bonus action.
Okay, so she is going to do Magic Missile again using 2 sorcery points.
All right. And how would she like to distribute these 3?
On the swarm, if I can click on her.
All 3?
All 3 on the swarm.
All right. So the first blast takes away what seems to be the last of the rats swarming Gravender.
So the second 2 would probably go onto the green one.
The second 2 fly over Grabender's body, slamming into the rat that's leaning over Grabender's body hungrily, and it takes out this green number 2.
Woo! And you
Anything
might be
else Cassie would
okay.
like to do?
That's all she got.
All right. Meanwhile, a swarm of rats goes all around Lothar, getting all up in his business. And Lothar is going to take 7 points of piercing damage as they find their way into his army, into his armor. And with that, Illyria is up.
Shit. All right. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so a move and a half gets me to Gravender.
All right.
I am going to give him my last healing potion.
All right.
Which is that, I believe.
All right. So, Gravender, your eyes open to find an emptying glass bottle being forced into your gullet as you regain 6 hit points.
Thank you.
Right.
And then I guess I still have half my move left, but I'm just gonna step up like right into this thing's face and try and get its attention on me instead of him.
All right.
Because I can't attack because I gave him the health potion, right?
Right.
I
And Lothar. Let's see. He's got his green dagger flute on his character sheet, but he has 0 damage associated with it.
If it's a dagger, it should be a 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
Or even more because
twice
it's not
without damage. So if that's the case, okay, so he's going to pull out his rapier and just begin kind of stabbing at the rats swarming his armor.
Bet he wishes he could disengage.
As he drops 5 rats off of his person.
How is the swarm looking?
Like, there's still a lot of rats all around him.
I want to know how you disengage from a swarm of rats that's already in your armor.
Very
Like shake them off
carefully.
as you run.
Yeah. Smacking them away as you runs screaming out of the room.
Not screaming.
Well, not if you're Illyria.
Totally screaming. Okay. So I heard Illyria screaming. Awesome.
And with that, Silent O is up.
Silent O's going to stay where he is.
All right. And the rat in front of Illyria is going to look at her, try and get its attention, take a snap at her. And I'm guessing a 14 doesn't hit.
It does not.
So he just begins snapping at you as you just nimbly move your arms out of the way
Good.
of its jaws.
Apparently, they only roll really well when they're attacking someone with high AC.
I have a high AC. My AC is 17.
It got a 20 on its second roll. So if it would have had like advantage for any reason, like say being next to another giant rat, it would have just crit Illyria. So,
Yeah.
but with that, Gerbender is up, laying on the floor.
Gerbender's going to stand up.
And as he does so, the husks of dead rats just kind of rain off of his body.
And as he stands up, he's going to stomp on one of them. Just
All
because
right.
get good firm footing by, like grinding one of the rats into the ground.
Oh man, don't play with it.
Okay.
Then he is going to make a forceful swing at the rat in front of him.
All right.
So forceful.
And he's currently still a little shaken up by having been dropped by rats. And just kind of the sight of this now oversized rat in front of him is kind of throwing him off his game a little bit. As he shakingly raises his sword to take a swing at it.
And once he misses, he realizes that it would have been good to be on the other side of the rat. And he moves there.
As Gerbender slowly begins regaining his
It would have
combat
been good to
senses.
be on the other side of the rat.
Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
I think that's all I can do for now.
All right. And with that, Miyushi is up.
Okay. So I want to double check with this one real quick. If I were to do that, every turn I have could do more damage to it. Is that what I'm reading?
So I believe with Witch Bolt, you make a ranged spell attack, and if that hits, then each subsequent turn you can keep doing damage. Like you don't have to make the attack roll again.
Okay. I am going to try that on the swarm.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
And it smacks into the swarm and just begins frying and popping the rats' bodies all around Lothar as 14 of them drop off his person.
Wow.
Okay. I am so glad I grabbed that tree branch.
Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
I would like to concentrate on that.
All right. Is that a concentration?
It is.
Not-
Yes, it
If
is.
he wants to
It is.
maintain it.
All right.
Yes. I'm concentrating on that.
You're concentrating. So with that, Cassie's up.
Cassie is going to take a step forward so she can see. And seeing these rats surrounding
Everyone.
Lothar, basically.
We're
Well,
surrounding the rat more than it's surrounding us, to be honest.
She is
Hashtag
going
rats
to
surrounded.
for real. She's going to cast Ray of Frost on the swarm.
On the swarm.
Yes.
All
Not
right.
going to hit, probably.
And it slams into the last few bodies
Oh, nice.
over Lothar, and they just freeze and just fall to the ground and shatter.
What is the
Nice.
AC on a swarm of rats?
10.
I just made it.
But any
Ooh.
directed damage is halved.
Any, I believe it's like bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage is halved.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of excited to see what would happen with the next witch bolts, but
You would think bludgeoning damage wouldn't be affected. Just because if you have like a big hammer and you slam it down, like you don't have to aim for a rat if you just aim for the middle.
You think?
Interesting the way they did that.
Basically, just means that you gotta attack it with magic.
Yeah. Or a grenade.
so I guess you could take away my purple dot.
I'm looking at that.
Roll 20 is fucking up for
Yeah.
me again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Mishi, your concentration drops. And anything else Cassie would like to do this turn?
She would. Let's see. She was what, right here?
Yeah.
I think she'll finish her movement. There we go. And that's it. We're good.
Okay. So with that, Illyria's up.
I'm stabbing the rat
All right.
for 18.
18 points of damage. As you just pull out your rapier and slice it right into the rat's front claws. And it sprays blood all over the stone in front of it. And it looks like you can't tell for sure, but if you've ever seen fear in a rat's eyes, this is exactly what it might look like.
She lived in the Underdark. She's seen fear in rat's eyes.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd
snarl.
like to do?
I'm snarling at the rat.
Okay. And with that, Lothar is up. And gosh darn it, roll 20. And he can fire off Eldritch Blasts. This rat. And let's see, 21's that rat goes down.
Fuck the rat.
And with that, we're out of combat.
Hooray. I can't believe Lucas missed that whole fight.
I know.
And he did so well.
All right. So you guys are surrounded by the husks of many dead rats of all shapes and sizes.
Cool.
How's everyone else doing?
I'm at 38. So like I'm
41.
Lothar's at 29.
It's basically Lothar and I are the only two really injured.
Yes.
I mean, I could use some, but
I just have damage from the cage falling on me.
I hate when you do that. I get the map set up like right where I want it to be, and
Oh,
And then it moves.
Just I gotta try and move it since Lucas isn't here. For people on the stream.
Hello, people on the stream.
Hello.
We appreciate you watching us.
is anyone
Please-
actually watching us, or is it
Please
just
send
like,
good
Oh,
vibes so
somebody.
Bender doesn't die.
For a while.
I'm watching.
please do what? Because I saved Gribender again.
Look, Bender is not a tank, but now he
Who's
has to be.
counting?
I mean, we need to level up before I can get anything resembling tanky abilities.
You'd think an armor class of 18 would be useful, but apparently not.
Oh, so here's the room we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I found it.
All right. So as you guys proceed into this room, it smells a little bit of decay, and you can see 3 dead bodies within this room. They've clearly been eaten up and chewed and gnawed on by these rats. But
I want to look at this one.
all right.
Yeah, I
so,
want to search on them and see if I can find anything useful
all right.
or informative.
As you guys are kind of looking at these bodies, you make out distinct markings carved into their foreheads.
Hmm.
And it looks... Oh, crap. Not pop-outs. Edit. Looks remarkably like the symbol that just popped up in your handouts. Gosh, I
Like a
do
triangle
not-
with a boner.
There, like that.
Really?
What?
Triangle with a boner? Is that what you went for?
I didn't hear that.
We
I don't know
can
what
go
you're
with
talking
the triangle butt. Triangle butt would look better.
And as you guys are kind of browsing through these bodies, you can see that they kind of give the vague appearance as kind of adventurers, as they got empty sword sheaths on their belts and kind of like loosely dressed in what might have once been like leather armor or something of the like.
Is the symbol at all familiar to me?
It is not.
Do these guys look like they've been ritually murdered?
It does, as in addition to the many numerous rat bites, there are many sword slashes and stabs in their bodies.
That's fun. It's been a while since I've been around a good ritual murder.
Well, Gravender would like to take this time to perhaps take a short rest.
Okay.
If everyone's okay with that.
Let me just peek up here real quick. And make sure there's nothing like giant waiting around the corner for us.
I'm sending Silent O with you.
Okay, well I'm
Alright.
hiding, so I hope silent no. Oh, okay, fuck it, whatever.
He's on your shoulder.
All right, so Illyria,
Oh.
as you gaze around the tunnel you see another square room, and roughly in the center of this room, you can see a black rock about a foot across, hovering 3 feet from the floor,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
just slowly rotating
That
and
doesn't
turning
sound
where it
natural.
rests.
Okay. I'm just gonna come back here. So there's a rock floating in the other room.
Do you think it's going to attack us?
I don't know, it's just hovering. I don't know what pisses off rocks.
Global warming.
Climate change. I have no idea.
Well, I could really use a rest.
Okay.
I can stand watch if you need to rest.
How long is a short rest?
An
An
hour.
hour?
Damn it, I was hoping it'd be 4.
So are we agreed we're going to rest for an hour?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna do that. Really? That's some bullshit.
Oh.
There we go. Alright.
So you roll low for your own people. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's bad.
You're critiquing me on Ben's rolls?
Well, I'm just saying.
I crit failed on my freaking hit die. How stupid is that?
You're needy.
That is unfortunate.
Whatever.
All right. So Lothar is back up to full.
I am at.
I guess I might as
I'm
well go ahead and spin my other one.
I'm 6 down, but I want everything back after a long rest, so that's as many as I'm gonna spend right now.
Alright, I have 1 hit dice less, but I haven't used many spells, so.
All right.
Oh, you still have all your spells.
Okay.
Good.
Pretty much all my spells, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So floating rock.
Okay, I'm going to channel my sight and stuff into Silent O and send him down the hallway.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to see it with your own 2 eyes, I can light it up for you.
I want him to check out some other stuff while he's in there.
All right.
And he's
So as Silent O gets closer, he can kind of make out another tunnel down here that appears to be like in a rougher shape than the hallways you've been in already, but it has the same carved stone tiles along the floor. It's just the walls themselves don't have the same tiles. It's just rough dirt walls along that hallway.
Does anything happen when he crosses the plane of the room?
Well, like as soon as he like flies into the room, no, nothing happens.
Okay. He's going to make a kind of fly by the rock and towards that other tunnel.
All right. Silent O proceeds down this tunnel with the not dirt covered walls, but the walls that consist of dirt.
You know what I realized? Sorry, after you.
And he proceeds into another tunnel, very similar in appearance to those you guys have been in already, with the tiles along the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. And once again is greeted by a large metal door, a large stone door with another iron pull ring.
Okay. I'm going to turn back around, come back this way. And he's going to like circle the rock. Does anything unusual happen?
The rock continues to twist and turn where it hovers.
Okay. I'm not going to play sacrificial lamb with my owl, so.
All right, so as Silent O flies over the rock,
Oh,
it gets the same very strange sensation as it passes through, almost as if Silent O were weightless.
That's going to fuck up his flying ability. Okay, so that was like back over here. So okay, so
That
as
was-
soon as
Sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. That was like as he passed
is he, like,
over the
stuck
rock.
there, or does his momentum carry him through?
His momentum carried him through.
okay, but he like totally like loses his balance for a second and ends up like zigzagging everywhere, trying to regain his.
It was only as he was passing over the area where the rock is. Like as soon as he passed the rock, he was able to regain himself and steady his flight.
Okay. And I was like experiencing all that while he was in there. So
Yes.
when once he comes back, I'm going to explain. That rock seems to like it's weird. It makes
Helpful?
it makes stuff. I don't know, like super light. It's weird.
Super light.
Was there anything above it in the ceiling?
There was more stone tiles, very similar in appearance to the floor.
So it wasn't like a gravity elevator.
No.
He's in.
Yeah.
Just, since you're doing all this like awesome button stuff, if at some point you wanted to make my cantrips buttons, that'd be awesome because I can't really change my cantrips.
Okay. I will make a note of that.
So you know what I discovered when I was reading stuff just now?
What's that?
That
I
you can
can-
read. I'm so proud of you.
Douche. No, I can actually use my uncanny dodge every round.
Really?
Yeah, if I use it, I can't do any other reactions like opportunity attacks. But I can use it every round if I want to,
Well, that's awesome.
which means I could have taken a lot less damage in that fight.
I would like to make myself glow white like the snow.
White like the snow.
Get over yourself, virgin.
You're not fooling anyone.
Meh.
As a piercing white light protrudes from Gravender.
Oh God. Ugh. When you're like squinting.
It's not daylight.
Doesn't matter, it's light. You forget that she can see like 120 feet ahead in pure darkness.
Yes, well, Gravender can.
I'm just saying, so you light up next to her. Should I shoot it?
Should I shoot? Maybe we shouldn't try shooting rocks.
I mean, it's floating.
want to make it mad.
I would like to examine it.
All right.
I would like to.
Roll me a perception check, Grbender.
I just did.
1 second. Roll20's being awesome again.
And I would like to do an Arcana check, if at all.
Perception was 19 and 8.
19 and 8. So it appears that this rock seems to be floating weightless in the air. Like you don't see any outside force acting upon it. All right, there it goes. And you don't see any force acting upon it. Like it's not being held up by strings or anything like that. And
At least I got double digits for the first time ever.
Mushi, it's hard to see past Grbender and his owl on his shoulder, but you can see a hovering rock just beyond him.
Sounds about right.
She's taller now.
I'm taller now.
I thought Grbender was still taller than
Oh,
him.
I'm 6'5". She can't see over me. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, she can see better than she could.
So you're proficient in Arcana. What's your intelligence modifier?
Let me find that. 1.
She should be an 11 for this first roll. If you look at the thing, it's giving her the 3 proficiency, but not the intelligence mod.
Mushi, what did you do? Because that one wasn't one of my buttons.
I don't know.
It's doing it on that ability check for some reason.
Well, on my save is a 1, and on the check it's a 0.
Her intelligence is a 0.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, so
One day.
that's right.
One day.
So yeah.
Stupid. One day.
Okay,
How did I get plus
I'm going to do
0?
something really silly. I'm going to reach out and touch the rock.
Oh god.
All right. So Grbender, as you reach out and touch the rock, in what form are you touching the rock? Pushing it, grabbing it, stepping into it?
Just putting a finger on it for right now.
All right.
Yeah, like, I'm just poking it slightly.
All right. So as you reach out and poke the rock, poking it slightly, it kind of just stops tumbling and twirling where it's at, kind of like as if your finger just like stops it. Like upon removing your finger, it would continue to slowly twirl and turn in the air.
Okay. Now I'm going to, like, take both hands and grab the rock.
All right. So
I am
as
prepared to haul ass down this hallway.
Oh, Lord.
So Grbender, you step forward and grab the rock, and you are now holding a black rock in your hands.
Okay, I want you to try to pull it towards me.
All right. So go ahead and add a black rock, roughly a foot across, to your inventory. It weighs roughly 20 pounds.
What
We
if I just
still
want...
haven't found a money changer.
No, but I spent a lot of silver.
Is it just like a black rock, or is there anything special? It's just like a black
So
rock.
it now feels heavy.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Okay, I'm going to put the rock down on the floor,
Okay.
and I'm going to step into the place where the rock was.
All right.
And Silent O says, "Fuck this noise," and goes and lands on Illyria's shoulder.
All right. So Grbender, as you place the rock down on the floor and step into the area where the rock was, you slowly begin to pick up and hover yourself.
No!
Ever so slowly, as if there were a considerable strain in lifting you. But
I'm floating.
after a period of time, Grbender is floating roughly 3 feet above the ground where the rock was.
Can I come closer and inspect it at all, or I guess Illyria already said there's nothing attached to it, or
No, I
Any
haven't.
reason for it?
I haven't checked the room actually, but I would like to.
I would like to as well, if at all possible, now that I'm stepping inside of it. Hi, dog. Hi.
So, like as I'm floating, do I have like control over how I'm oriented, or am I just kind of like tumbling now?
You're slowly tumbling, much like the rock was moments ago, as if you were in zero gravity without any control over your body.
Okay, I'm gonna like try to swim towards the edge, like totally doggy paddle flailing.
All right, so Gerbender continues swimming in the middle of the air, but he is not moving.
Oh god, Illyria is gonna step forward and hold out a hand so you can grab it. She'll pull him out.
And Miyushi will assist.
All right, so upon assuming Gerbender grasps Illyria's arm,
Yeah, hang on a
He's-
second.
Okay.
Please continue. I will tell you what I've decided to do in just a second.
Okay, so as Gerbender grasps her arm,
But no,
He-
not that part.
okay,
The other stuff they were doing.
Oh, the searches. We were checking the room before we did this.
so ironically, the two of you rolled the same numbers, both for both of them, whether or not you had advantage or not.
That's
And-
great.
Are
Working
you
together,
serious? Like all 4 rolls were the same?
like 11 and 14 were both the same.
Oh.
But the two of you, kind of putting your heads to it, are fairly certain that some kind of magic is at work here.
Can
Only we could do Arcana checks
Does
successfully.
anyone have
Cassie-
something like a detect magic spell?
Cassie can do an Arcana check, maybe? Telling her, we think there's something magical in here. And since she always rolls better on Arcana than I do, except for today, I don't know if she has a detect
So
magic.
Cassie's stepping into this room and she's slowly agreeing with you guys that yeah, there's probably something magic at work here.
Oh, jeez.
And she does totally have detect magic. She's been trying to figure out some chance to use it.
I do not. Oh, there it is. And she's going to use it as a ritual. How long does it take as a
I
ritual?
believe it's like 10 minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes. You got this, Cassie.
And since they're now going to be casting a 10-minute ritual, yes, I'm going to take Illyria's hand and let her pull me out.
All right, so Gerbender, would you like to describe yourself being pulled?
Well, as Illyria like reaches out her hand, I grab it, and assuming she like pulls me, since I'm completely weightless, I just come like flying out of the zone, and come
Okay.
tumbling out right on top of her.
All right, so
She's dodging out of the way.
Illyria, can you roll me a dexterity save?
Oh no.
Sure.
As
Save.
Gerbender comes falling out of this weightless state that he was in, Illyria just nimbly steps aside as he collapses onto the ground.
That was cool.
As Cassie continues chanting her detect magic ritual, after roughly 10 minutes of her chanting, she opens her eyes and is able to tell you guys that there's roughly a floor-to-ceiling cylinder, approximately 10 feet wide, that is some sorts of transmutation magic that has been cast upon it that would make objects up to 500 pounds weightless in this area.
Dang.
Yeah, that is
Supposed to
just
wrap-
barely enough to get me weightless.
Seriously, you're that heavy?
Well, let's see. I personally
Because I
weigh
believe like
about
Gerbender's,
250 pounds.
and then his inventory's almost 200.
And you wanted to land on me, the tiniest person in our party?
Here's 500 pounds.
You monster.
Say it would have made for an interesting role-playing opportunity.
I am the shortest person possibly
There's a chance I'll
And
shrink
that's
again.
how Illyria died, crushed to death by a teammate she was helping.
Oh my god.
And this is why she doesn't help people.
I want my health potion back.
I didn't. It's 500 pounds coming from like 3 feet off the ground. It's not like you were going to be crushed.
I mean, you never know. Anyway, so that's cool. You were weightless.
Let's continue.
You
All
guys
right.
should totally try that.
Where's Lucas?
I don't know.
Come
It's
back.
right here.
Why, Fagro?
Someone call him.
Lucas.
Hello?
Excuse me, Mrs. Lucas. Can you come back and play with us?
Please don't ground him.
Traps. And
All right. So as the group proceeds down this corridor, Illyria is taking particular note of the floors, the walls, and this time the ceilings in her checks, as in order to avoid stumbling across cages like they did before, she's feeling along the walls, and although these stone tiles are smaller, very much like the entrance to this underground cavern, the stones themselves are flush with one another. There are no gaps in between them, as it appeared almost as if they were carved from a single block of stone, but as they are just right up against each other. There's no room for anything to be placed to dispense between them, and they are all flush with each other.
And no, like, iron bands around the
There-
top, or...
The roof is
Like
the
flush
exact
with
same
me.
way in appearance,
Okay.
roughly 10 feet above you. Or not 10 feet above you, but 10 feet from the ground.
Continue onward, then.
And Illyria makes her way to a large stone door with a rusted iron pull ring on
Oh,
it. And she's looking at this door, and it appears to be of the same make and age as the first door she encountered. Carved from a single piece that slides into the walls when it's opened. And much like the first door, you can see kind of small rocks have kind of scraped against the tiles here as the door was opened in its use.
Alright. Are we ready to open this?
I'm ready.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna try to quietly open the door.
All right, roll me a sleight of hand. All right, so the door slowly and quietly opens,
Oh, there's flowers.
and Illyria gets a glimpse into the room beyond that's roughly 50 feet in each dimension, hewn out of rock, and the floor appears to be rough and flat, made of the same tiles as the hallway you guys are currently in. The ceiling's approximately 10 feet high, and you can make out the distinct chisel markings from the original builders of this room. And you can see an identical stone door on both the east and the west sides of this chamber, and in the center of the room is a large, almost wooden crate constructed around something with a dirt circle surrounding it, and at the edges of this dirt circle, coins of all sorts of values, along with
That's
gemstones,
money?
are placed around this ring.
Oh, even better than flowers. Okay. Oh, hey there, Gravender. I'm not being stealthy right now. Can you see?
You didn't roll any sort of stealth roll, so
No, I know. That's why I said that. I'm not being stealthy.
It wasn't sarcasm.
it's so strange.
Um,
I'm not used to not sarcasm from her.
What? How far can you see? Like right here?
I'm lit up
She's
right now, so I
40
can see
feet.
everything.
The whole room?
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ! How far does light cast?
Light cast is 40 feet, but with the owl, he can see, I believe, just as far in the dark as you can.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I can.
Which is another thing that dark vision is like a radius. Then you would think
Yeah.
it would be like a line in the direction that you're looking.
I mean,
Well, yeah,
there's
but
a
as soon as you
way.
look everywhere.
There's a way I can make it so your tokens only do it in like a specific direction, and you would have to turn your tokens to look. But I really think that would just get like annoying as fuck in the long
Yes.
run.
Yes, it would.
Okay. Does there appear to be any kind of movement or look like any more of those like traps in this room?
There seems to be nothing of the sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna cautiously take a step in.
All right. Illyria steps into the room.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
What's on this side? On either side here? Are these doors again?
Stone doors. That's the wall of the chamber. That's a stone door. That's a stone door. And
Okay.
this is the wooden crate,
The
kind of
crate.
roughly constructed around something.
As
As Illyria begins stepping to the side, she can see what's inside this kind of makeshift wooden.
Yeah, I
Frame.
don't want to like disturb any of the coin
Right.
piles yet, or to like touch the dirt circle. I just want to see
Just-
like what that is.
Just looking with her eyes, she can see that in the center of this room stands a life-sized and very lifelike statue of a dwarven warrior wearing a chain shirt, helm, and big boots. He carries
Like
a shield.
actually chain or like carved into the stone.
Like it appears to be made of stone.
Okay.
He carries a shield in his left arm and a battle axe in his right. But the statue's clearly been broken into very roughly, as the head and upper torso, lower torso, and legs all have like severe cracks and small bits and pieces missing.
Aww.
But these chunks themselves have been roughly reassembled and put back together and are currently being held by this stout wooden frame. And as Illyria comes around the front, she can make out a small inscription in front that reads "Petrified Ironstar Dwarf, found in Red Larch West Quarry in broken condition." And as Gerbender comes around to the south of the statue, in addition to the piles of coins, he can see a dagger with a rusty metallic look upon the blade. That's right there.
Okay. In that case, Gerbender is going to prepare to cast a ritual,
All right.
and I'm pretty sure I have to take magic as a ritual. I sure do. So I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Because the sorcerers don't know how to do Arcana checks to save their life,
Or anyone else's.
basically.
All right. So as Gerbender begins chanting, what would everyone else like to do?
Just
Mushi
hang out
would
here.
like to make an Arcana check.
All right. Upon what?
Just this big old circle in the middle.
All right.
Not that it's gonna do anything. At least I tried.
And Yushi is kind of looking at this dirt circle, and she's kind of distracted by all the sparkling gems and coins that are surrounding it.
That would make sense.
As Lothar makes his way into the room, anything Illyria would like to do during these 10 minutes?
Does she need to make a wisdom check to resist picking up the loot?
No. I probably should go check out both the doors, like listen at them.
All right. Go ahead and roll me just 2 perception checks.
And that.
All right. So placing your ear against the
Wow.
doors, the eastern door, the western door, you don't hear anything behind you. Yeah, you don't make out any sounds behind the western door, but the eastern door, every now and then you can hear a curse word being muttered. And the
Okay.
faint flickering of light kind of at the creases of the door.
So she would have kind of like hand signaled to everyone that paying attention that like there's people behind this door, or that I can hear something.
That
This
was
one?
Yeah.
this one. Yep.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm on the other side. This one.
All right. So as Grubender finishes up his ritual, I believe it's glow, right? A faint aura begins glowing around the dagger in front of Grubender.
Ooh.
And that's it. The dagger itself, upon taking a closer look, appears to be decorated with star motifs and a grip of night blue leather.
Ooh.
And the dried blood still appears to coat the dagger.
Ooh.
And Grubender, after having finished his detect magic spell, knows that this is a +1 dagger that doesn't make noise when it hits or cuts something. And when the inscription that's carved along its blade is spoken, the magic within causes a dim 10-foot radius light of a cold glow to faintly protrude from the dagger. And additionally, I would assume that Illyria has circled round the statue and taken count of the loot that surrounds it.
Yeah,
During
counted
these 10
but
minutes?
not touched.
Right.
Rough guesstimate, at least.
All right, and that's the count that she comes up with.
Ooh, pretty.
Okay, and as I finish up my ritual, I'm going to look up everyone and say, it appears that the circle is no longer active. The things around it should be safe to take.
Yes.
And I'm going to reach down and grab the dagger.
All right. So go ahead and add a +1 dagger of Razur to your inventory.
And so I got a sense of like what the magic is on the dagger.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to take this and say, Illyria, I think you may want this.
What does it do?
And I will tell her exactly what I sensed the way Zen said it.
So beautiful. Let's find a link to it in our campaign.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have a link.
Ooh, you made it up.
Okay, so I'm taking the gold or I'm collecting all the coins.
I'm
I
helping.
guess also the gems.
I'm helping, but like also playing with my new dagger at the same time. Hey, yeah.
All right. And for descriptive purposes, it's the dagger is decorated with star motifs, and the handle grip itself is made of a night blue leather. It's all sorts of hurry.
It's like it matches my eyes, kind of.
Blades. All right, and with that, we can go ahead and take our break.
I will be back.
Yeah, me too. I just want to write this down first. It's so pretty. This is my first magic item that I get to keep.
that we know about.
No, it's my first magic item that I get to keep. Because I found the axe that
I meant this theoretical box that theoretically you have or don't have.
oh, well, theoretically, if I still had that box, there weren't any theoretical magic items in it. You
What about your
know,
spider necklace?
you've played me. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, fine. First magic weapon, let's say.
Excellent.
The amulet is very situational.
Well, regardless, I'm very happy for you.
Because like I found Hugh, but it's not.
Yeah, not really your style.
So I'll just take one of my. No, I'll make a new thing for it.
But I'm gonna go, spend 5 minutes with the wife. Be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do stuff. Be right back.
You gotta spend 5 minutes with my wife too?
No,
Oh, okay.
unless
So
she
I think,
wants me to.
I think Mooshie wants to.
Ah, okay, bye.
Where is everybody?
I don't know.
So Zen,
Yeah.
what'd you get Amanda for Christmas?
Oh, a +1 dagger.
She's not even getting that.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's not my fault if the delivery service that I chose doesn't deliver the gift, right?
No, I think that's still your fault.
What? Unbelievable.
See, what's funny is, I know what she got you.
Uh-oh.
She's a
it-
talker.
Is it a +1 dagger?
Well, let me put it this way. If you feel something pointy hit you in the back,
Oh, damn it, roll 20.
you know it'd be really awesome
What's that?
having a warrior.
You just have like the worst of luck with guys rolling against you.
But this has been happening ever since I started this character.
I know. I might,
It's like I might as well have an AC of 15.
as reluctant as I am to just give in to the whole shenanigans of the colors and crap, I might just have to change my dice color. Or maybe even just start making rolls public so you guys can see, like, these are the numbers. Like,
Oh no, I've never
We
known
don't
that you
doubt
rolled
you.
what you said you rolled.
For us.
it's just ludicrous. Ooh.
Look at it, so beautiful.
And its first roll was a crit.
Hell yeah.
Except on damage.
Well, yeah.
But it was a very quiet crit.
It's so pretty.
I'm gonna have to make a wiki page for that thing.
It's beautiful.
You better pick out like the most amazingly beautiful dagger ever.
Oh, I'll find it. I'll Google for a dagger. If I could find a version of Photoshop that would work on Windows 10, I would just make it.
Photoshop doesn't work on Windows 10.
No, I mean, if you pay for Photoshop, it will work. The version that I have, I have
that you stole.
I didn't steal it.
No.
CS3, the keygen does not work on Windows 8 or 10.
Yeah, I bought Photoshop like back when I could get like the student discount and all sorts of crap when I had a Mac. And now that I've got a PC, I just have a fancy empty box that I can use as a paperweight. I'm like, wow, thanks, Photoshop.
I would pay the monthly subscription for it for the latest version, but like I don't use it regularly,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I just do without it.
Probably looks roughly like that in appearance.
Yeah, I've never photoshopped.
Come on,
It's
take this
beautiful.
seriously.
I've never seen anything so pretty.
Yeah, I have cookies and ice cream.
Cookies and ice cream. Yeah, I currently have no dessert, which is just sad.
Yeah, I'm currently out of alcohol, out of desserts. I've got a glass of water. Woo!
I have a bottle
Life
of water.
fail.
What's that?
I said
Life
Zen
fail.
life fail.
Is it bad with my first thought upon seeing that dagger is that looks like the Derolo crest.
Does it? I don't think I ever saw it.
It's like 2 half moons with a sun in the middle.
Yeah, that's not really what I'm envisioning, the way you read the description of it. It's just the closest I could find off of my instant
No, right,
Google search.
right.
But it's pretty.
Ben, is that dagger made out of wood?
Believe so.
No, that's Damascus steel.
I don't
It
even
gets
know
that
what
color.
is.
Because of the way that it's folded while it's forged.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It says ladder pattern Damascus dagger ebony handle.
Yep.
I thought it looked cool.
Mm-hmm. My old roommate is like really, really into knives. And he buys a lot of Damascus steel. Like there's a bunch of different patterns depending on how it's folded. Like it's really cool stuff. And it's super high quality.
That's the stuff that the Crusaders wished they had. No, seriously, like they went over there and they're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this steel is awesome.
Yeah. They're like, we need that shit.
Well, yeah, wouldn't you be like that?
Of course. Like, I have no need for a 10-inch knife, but that wouldn't stop me from buying it if it's pretty. Holy shit. Hold on. They call this a punching dagger. That's fucked up.
That link doesn't work.
Yeah, I just kept the like image picture.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, like the image picture you get like when it can't load an image.
Because
Oh,
the apostrophe S underscore hand weapon JPEG didn't come through.
Bet if I copy pasted it, it might work.
Try
Yeah.
this one.
Nope, did the same thing. Apparently, apostrophe is a way to end
Yeah.
the link.
Just copy paste it. It's like Wolverine.
That's just stupid. That's an excellent way to get your wrist broken.
Okay, Dad. Gosh.
Oh, wait, hold on. I found a better one. What the fuck even is that?
Be the coolest kid at school with that.
You'll be the most expelled kid in school.
I like how it says it's medieval collectibles.
Yeah, they totally had those running around.
Yeah, with the screws and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was called fisticuffs. 'Cause you can bring those to fisticuffs.
I'm using it with my fist, so it counts.
Totally counts, Darren. Shut up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the company is Medieval Collectibles. This particular piece is listed under their fantasy and unique daggers. So they're not claiming that it's historically accurate.
What?
Well, thank God for that.
They have a bunch of categories though. They have Civil War, but which Civil War? Seriously. Civil War, Crusades. Let's see. Civil War, Crusades, Gothic, Greek, Gypsy, which makes me angry, Japanese, military, who's military, Musketeer, Peasant, Pirate, Roman, Scottish and Celtic, Steampunk, Tudor, Viking, Western, and Zombies.
Yeah, sounds pretty historically accurate to me.
I don't like their use of the term gypsy. It's not what we're called.
Are you Romanian?
I'm Hungarian, but yes, I am Romani. Oh, of course. Let's see. A Scheherazade silver jingle belt, harem pants, and a gathered skirt. That's accurate. Oh, wow. They make armor, clothing, daggers, helmets, shields, and swords? What?
I don't see their Scottish daggers.
They're probably just as shitty.
They look exactly like bagpipes. It's strange.
I'll put it this way. A lot of their daggers are like somewhere around 20 to 40 bucks. Not going to be the highest quality.
What? But it's authentic stuff.
They dug it out of the graves of the Crusaders themselves.
I don't want that many Scottish Crusaders.
No, I was looking at the Crusader section.
Oh, okay.
Probably going to end up with something like the one to the second to the right, or something like that. Unless you can find a better one.
That's horrifyingly bad. No. Oh, second to the right. Oh,
Yeah.
And it's not terrible.
I mean, it's better than
I
the
thought-
chainsaw dagger that's like in the middle there.
I thought when you said second to the right, but in my head, like I heard like third to the left, and I was like, that's horrifying. But
What's
no,
wrong with that?
The second one to the right is cool looking. I'm okay with that.
Never mind. I found it.
Oh
I'm gonna
god.
base its model off the silver dagger. That's exactly what I had pictured in my head.
What the fuck?
As this dagger's design is unrivaled in its speed, efficiency, and sophistication.
Rotcod Industries.
You can tell that they've made it big.
They have. Alrighty then. Hey, look who's back.
Oh, look at him. I got a dagger.
Did the baby shit
That's
on you?
amazing. Oh. Just give him a little whiskey.
You don't.
Oh.
I gave my friends the exact same advice yesterday.
It's so cool.
All right,
It looks
so
just
those
like
are
that last link.
It's
silver
a plus,
dagger.
It's a +1 dagger, and it doesn't make any noise when it hits or cuts something. And when you speak the name, what is it, Rezur?
Rezur.
When you speak the name, it gives off a faint, cold glow, shedding a dim light in a 10-foot radius until you speak its name again to turn it off.
What if you just say 9 Inch Nails? What happens then?
And nothing
That's
happens.
Resner.
Yeah, that's what you said.
No, I didn't.
You have to say Trent to turn it
So,
on.
Trent. So, yeah, so my new shine, and it's blue with like a star motif on it, and it's so pretty, and it's my new favorite, and who gives a shit? I can throw it at people.
She can't throw her rapier.
And it has a built-in, I can throw it.
But it doesn't. Just remember, it doesn't come back to you.
Yeah, I had to go get it. Yeah, you can't.
And for Lucas, just to kind of like recap.
Oh, and Gravender got downed by a swarm of rats, and
Yeah.
you also had to deal with the swarm of rats. I had to deal with swarm of rats.
Everybody else, sorry for the camera real quick. I'm just going to catch him up. So this was the room where all the rats came out of. You guys inspected these bodies. They had that symbol that was probably stuck on your screen for a while. And you guys proceeded up and around to this room, which had a rock floating in the middle of it. And Gravender took the rock, put it down, stepped where the rock was, and was floating in midair himself for a while.
It was fun.
Before you guys proceeded down to this room, where you're currently at, and there's a very lifelike statue of a dwarf in the middle of the room, surrounded by this wooden kind of crate box framework that's kind of holding him together. There are stone doors on either side of the room, and when you guys first entered, there was a bit of loot to be had that you guys swiped up.
There was cursing and whispering coming from that door.
Yeah, I heard noise behind the eastern door. The western door did not hear anything. And so now we have a lot of money and a shiny knife. And this is like, it's like Christmas.
Actually, we each got 25.34 gold.
Okay, well, we have a lot of money now.
Yeah, I've got it split up.
So, do we want silent door number 1 or occasional cursing door number 2?
We need to find the people responsible for murdering those people.
And we took a short rest. Just
Yes.
FYI. So,
The
I don't
Lothar's
know if
back.
Ben used anything that required a short rest to get it back, but you have it if you did.
I did not know that. Nice.
Did you know that rogues can use uncanny dodge every round? I didn't. It's yeah, but I didn't know that it was an every round kind of thing. Yeah, but how often do things run away from me?
All the time.
Ah. All right. Okay, so yeah, what door?
We know something is to fight behind this door.
Yeah, it was like cursing.
What do you want?
Right, I don't want to. All right, if you guys want to go to this door.
We decided.
Then, are we all ready? Everybody ready to go?
As ready as we'll ever be.
All right.
It's a large stone door, much like the first door you guys came across. It's got the iron pull ring on it.
Can I try to quietly open it?
Sure. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
And I'm guessing you're just going to be like peeking
Yeah.
in. So go ahead and move up to the square at the top as it cracks open that way. And Illyria can see
It's a
a
Jew.
passage 10 feet wide by 10 feet high, hewn out of the same rock, and roughly 40 feet ahead, a small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to another door at the easternmost end of this passage. And sitting on a wooden stool next to the lantern is a balding, beardless old man in patched and faded work trousers along with a matching tunic, and he's idly whittling away at a stick. And every now and then he'll like prick his finger, curse, shake his hand, and put it in his mouth, and go back to working on it. And as the door slowly grinds open, without even looking up, he says, "Grund, I told you you have to wait out there too." And he looks up to see the door opening, and he doesn't see Grund at the door.
Was
And-
Grund the pickle kid?
He
Yes,
was
it
the
was.
pickle guy.
Okay.
And you see a look of pure terror go over this old man's face as he drops both the dagger and the stick he was whittling and falls out of the stool he was on up against this door. And he just kind of places his hands over his face and says, "No, no, please don't. Please, no."
Shit. Yeah, somebody better with people.
I, if Grund did something to offend you, I'm sure I can make it right. He's a good man. Not necessarily the brightest, but I apologize if he's done anything to offend you.
Do you want a pickle?
I was just about to say that.
Very confused at Gerbender as he says this. And as all these pickles are coming out of the woodwork, he gives a very confused look at the lot of you. He says, What
I do
What?
not have a pickle.
are you? What is this?" Grund was concerned about me.
We
And
assume.
he kind of sits back up, places the stool back where he had it, and steps closer to you guys. He says, "Well, I suppose I'm flattered. I mean, Grund and I haven't really talked much ourselves." And he steps towards Gerbender, stretches out his hand, and says, "Sorry, I'm Baragustus Harbuckler, and you are?"
And as he reaches out to grab my hand, I'm going to step up and grab him by the throat.
Wow,
Okay.
what?
You've now got an old man wheezing as your hand clasps around his throat.
Jesus Christ.
Bender, down! Down, boy!
Who killed those people?
And he begins coughing and wheezing like as if he's struggling to breathe. And he kind of taps your hand a couple of times.
I loosen the grip so he can talk.
And he says, "What? Who? Who killed what? What are you talking about?"
I'm going to start taking him towards the central chamber here. Come back this way. Make room. Make room.
You do not.
I'm gonna
Here's
inspect
the
the door
solid
really
door.
quick while they're doing their shit.
All right.
Misha's
All right.
gonna put her hand on Gerbender's shoulder and she's like, maybe violence isn't the way to this man's answers.
All right. And as you are pulling him past and Illyria and Lothar are stepping up, he turns his focus from Gerbender and just begins pleading with Illyria, outstretched hands, like, "No, please, you mustn't go in there. You must not disturb the Delvers."
Who are the Delvers?
He said, They reside within the room beyond. No one is to go in there. No one while the stones move.
What stones?
He says, "Please, the stones within are how the Delvers communicate to us. From time to time, they move within in order to command us, to talk to us. They show us signs of coming danger, and they warn us when bad choices are made.
Who else is in these tunnels with you?
Well, there was Rothar at the front door, though I can only presume that you dealt with him. There was Braylon. Grund is probably somewhere around here. He tends to do whatever he wants whenever he wishes. Please, just don't hurt me and don't go in there.
You said Rothar, he's at the front doors. Is he the one who tried to trap us in cages?
What are you talking about?
I'm going to force him to look at the symbol on the ground, like the circle with the triangle, and at least to me, it looks like the triangle has the little stick thing in the middle.
It looks somewhat like the symbol that was carved into the foreheads of the three individuals.
I'm going to point at that and say, there are 3 dead bodies back up this tunnel with this symbol carved in their foreheads. Who did that?
He said, the Delvers told us to deal with them. They were meddling in affairs that they had no business. The Delvers told us that we must deal with them as sees fit.
So you did that?
I did not. I had no part in that. That was the Believers.
Who are they?
Various members throughout this town who take their orders from the Delvers.
Name them.
Yep.
No, but I can hear what they're saying, right? I mean, they're not
Yes,
Give
whispering.
me names.
You might not want to yell up against that door, though.
And he kind of outstretches the fingers, and he's like, there's Bargustus, Harbuckler, Ilmith, Waveler, Rothar, Hatherhand, Ilmith, Maelver. Please, just let me go. There's, Miss Meliko. There's, LaRuth. Please, the Believers.
And the Believers killed those people?
They did as the Delvers told them to, as the Rock said.
Miushi once again reaches up and pats Gerbender on the shoulder. This man will not run from us. There is nowhere for him to go. You don't have to do that to him.
He's going to look at Mushik like, I think you're kind of crazy right now. That's the look you get from him. And he's
And she just shakes her head.
And he's going to pass the guy over to her to hold. And he's going to get the rope out of his bag.
All right.
He's just an old man. Hopefully.
So,
He's
as
also one of
Illyria-
the Believers.
All right. So as Illyria and Lothar are within this room, once again they're in front of another large stone slab door with an iron pull ring, and with the light snuffed out, the only light you guys see is from your own dark visions.
Who needs light?
This door seems very similar in appearance to, I believe, every other door you've come across in here, save for the metal door.
And from the other side, do you hear anything? Or...
You do not.
And I'm going to tie dude up, hand and foot.
All right. So as you're tying him up, his attention is not so much focused on you, Gerbender, or you, Gerbender, who's tying him up, or you, Mushi, who's kind of holding him still, but he's dead focused on Illyria being the closest one to that door. He says, further down the tunnel, that is the tunnel. That's the end of the tunnel. Beyond that door are the Delvers, and they must not be disturbed. or they will grow angry, and much like the bodies you found before, they will enforce the wrath of the Delvers.
I think we
Alright.
should leave the Delvers alone.
All right.
I think we need to leave them alone until we know more about them.
As he falls unconscious.
Why are you guys being so mean to this old man?
I'm not doing anything to the old man.
I know, but
He's responsible,
also-
at least partially responsible for
also
the
don't
murder of 3
care.
people.
What they're doing to the old man, but like myself personally, I'm not touching him.
I don't think we should go see
I
these
don't-
Delvers yet.
And
I
I'm-
don't know that this is a fight that we want at this time.
I'm totally doing the hog tie thing.
All right.
Like, hand and feet together behind his back.
I think we need to go back and see what's behind these doors. He said there was other people with him. We might want to question them before we go forward.
Yeah.
And I would like to drag him, over here to this corner.
Okay.
Um. Not if he wasn't guarding for their protection. It sounds like he was more afraid of what the Delvers would do if they were disturbed than what we would do to the Delvers. And in a protected compound with entrances guarded by their own people, not necessarily. But I hesitate to take on a fight without health potions, with various members of us not at our best. We don't have to go to anyone, but we can come back. No. I want this to be the last thing that we check out if we do this now. We have another door that we haven't been through yet.
I will follow you.
So if that guy's tied up,
Follow
is he
you
gagged?
wherever you may
Yeah.
go.
He's got one rope going around his mouth, hog-tied, knocked out in a
All right.
corner.
And so slide this one open quietly.
There isn't a mountain too deep.
All
An
right. So
ocean
this door
so
slowly
high.
slides open. Lyria sees a large square chamber hewn out of the rock, and in the center of the chamber's wall is never mind. So you see several chains hanging off of a wall over here, the side of the wall. They appear. You see 8 chains that seem to be tied off against a metal bar at the bottom, and they all protrude up into a hole in the ceiling. And in the middle of the room, you see a large standing stone. And otherwise, there's really nothing of note you can see from where you're at.
Okay. Do I see anything that looks like it might be a trap or pressure plate? Or...
Roll me a perception check. So it does not appear that this room is trapped, but more or less that this room was the source of the traps from the hallway earlier, as Illyria being a little more familiar underground, and presumed that this was roughly, these chains would be attached to the cages up in the ceilings. As you guys are relatively close to that hallway you were in before.
So I'm gonna step in and kind of work my way. Oh, there's a hallway or a door.
And as Illyria proceeds around the standing stone, she sees the metal door is ajar, and a small boy without shoes is pinned underneath rocks of varying sizes, and he's face down. Rocks are placed atop his arms, legs, and back. He's barefoot, and he has ragged clothes on.
What the shit?
I want to inspect him.
And additionally, as Illyria comes around, the standing stone in the middle of the room has a small inscription on it that reads in common, "Displease not the Delvers." And Gerbender, you can see the small boy is still breathing. He's just more or less pinned under these rocks, as they don't appear to be in place to crush him, more or less just hold him where he's at.
And the door out the hallway is now open, right?
It's open, yes.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna start taking the rocks up off this kid.
All right.
I would question him first.
So as you begin taking the rocks off, you can see
You're
he begins-
fine. You want to protect the old man who admits to murdering people, but the little
I
kid
can-
under the rocks.
I can see this being
Oh,
a trap.
dropped a cage on us.
So
I can
as
see
you
this
begin
was
taking the
a trap.
rocks off of the boy, he begins kind of stirring, and as he rolls his face over, he takes a look at Illyria, being the only one he can see in this position, and he says, "What's going on?"
You tell me.
He said, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
Upon hearing another voice, he kind of worriedly looks down. Can't see the source of the voice. He says, "I'm Braylon Hatherhand. I was put here as punishment for being disobedient.
How did you disobey?
I was supposed to deliver a message for my father, but I didn't. So I was put here as punishment."
Were you the one that dropped the cages on us earlier?
What? No, I've been here for I don't even know how long.
Who pulled those chains?
That was my father,
Who is...
Rothar Hatherhand.
Where did he go?
He seemed to be quite upset when he left roughly an hour or so ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep removing the rocks,
All
and
right.
I'm gonna look at Lothar and say, "Let me have one of those pickles."
And he's going to look at the pickle and then up to Lothar. He's going to say, Did Groom send you?"
Yes, he did. He wanted you to have these.
And he's going to slowly kind of take the pickle from your hand, and he's going to look up to you guys and say, "Please, you can't hurt Grund. He doesn't know. He only helps them because they pay him. He's a good man." The believers. Well, when it's not my father, it's Grund that's here guarding the door. And he tells you a house in Red Larch.
Did you give him all the pickles?
And he's gonna say, please,
Pickle chips.
Oh god.
what's to happen to me now?
I assume you will go home to your father.
You weren't sent by the believers.
Well, we can't tell you that.
He gives you a very confused look. He says, "Well, okay. So do I go home then?"
Would you prefer that we kill you?
And he just bursts into tears.
Oh shit.
Yes, child. You should go home.
And
Or perhaps go see Grund.
where is he?
He should be at his stall.
Oh, okay. And he's wiping his eyes, pickle still in one hand as he does so. And he steps very widely around Illyria before making his way to the door.
That's how you get pickle eye.
And as he gets to the door, he looks into the room and he says, What should I tell my father?"
Tell him the Delvers wish to see him.
And he's kind of just doing that hiccuping cry that kids do. He says, okay. And he proceeds down the hallway.
For the record, I don't feel bad that I made that little kid cry.
Okay, so I'm going to look at the rest of the group and say, I have an idea. I think we close the door and watch. And when his father comes back, we trap him in a cage.
I like that idea. However, I believe someone should probably keep an eye on the other entrance also. Because there's the two. We don't even know if he left or if he just circled around to follow us.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So wait, what are we doing?
I think someone who can see well in the dark should man the door in front of us.
And then the other one
And-
needs to keep watch at the other hallway.
And when the father comes back, pull one of those chains and try to trap him. And one of us will watch the other hallway where the old man is and watch that entrance.
Okay.
I think we need more information.
That's cool. You can do that.
And since Silent O technically has been with me this entire time, I'm going to, like, park myself right over here, assuming there's no, like, weird stuff behind me or on the walls near me or anything.
Solid stone wall.
And I'm going to send Silent O back up the tunnel where we came through
All right.
and have him just kind of pick a spot somewhere comfortable and sit.
And Miyushi would like to follow Silent O because she can see. And she will be ready.
Silent O can see in the dark, too. Quite well.
But can he fight very well?
No, but I'm going to be watching through his senses.
Well, I will just stay in this room at the ready.
So I'm
So-
just
Can we shut this door then and open the eye?
Yeah.
The like slot thingy.
I'm going to go ahead and turn my light off and just concentrate on watching through Silent O's
Damn it.
senses.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So we're just waiting.
Now we
In the
wait.
meantime, I want to look at the chains next to me and see if I can figure out which one corresponds to which cage.
All right. So there are 8 chains before you, and there appear to be 8. Damn it! Roll 20. Appear to be 8 large tiles before the 2 tiles that you guys were trapped under.
I assume from the doorway out to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was doing the thing, but Roll 20 decided to do the disconnect shenanigans it's been doing all night.
I assume Lothar's going to come into the room with us.
He's here.
Oh, okay.
He's with me.
Just completely blocked by the like the super deep darkness that is on the other side of every obstacle.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't trust that kid is gonna do what we told him to do, so I'm fully expecting him to come with like a group.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, how long would you guys like to wait?
Long rest long?
That's 8 hours, dude.
Yeah. You got a better
All
plan?
right.
Preferably to not be trapped in this room when he like brings all of his friends back to kill us.
Oh, I am 8 intelligence. I am following smarter people.
I think if it's one of two things. One, the kid is actually going to say that the Delvers want to see this guy, in which case he's not going to keep them waiting. Or the kid's going to say, you know, a group of people set me free and told me to go tell you this, and he's going to come with his buddies. But either way, I don't think it's going to take more than 2 hours.
Sounds about right.
If it does, honestly, like, we leave, because I don't want to get stuck down here while they're filtering in reinforcements from God knows where.
Works for me.
All right.
And I want you guys to be prepared. If they come in from your side, we're going to run out this door in the front, and we'll... No, I guess we can't drop the chains from this side. Never mind. But this is still going to be the shortest way to the exit, because you've got either the hole or we keep going around the tunnel to where the actual quarry exit is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Yushi, after roughly 20 or 30 minutes, the old man begins to stir awake. And he is bound in his ropes as he's just kind of squirming where he sits.
I feel bad about buying him up. He's just an old man.
I'm not there to remind you that he's responsible for murdering 3 people.
It's not him that's responsible.
Oh, right. The voices in the darkness told him to do it.
He's friends with the pickle man. He can't be that smart. And dang it. I can't. I'm the only person in this room to see up this hall. Oh no, we had the owl down there, right?
Yeah, the owl is totally watching the hallway up here.
And Nishi's gonna go over to the old man and take off his gag and give him some dried rations of food.
All right.
So you're just going to sit there and feed him?
He has hands, they're just bound. He can eat.
No,
his
they're
hands are tied
him.
behind his back to his
Yeah, he's
ankles.
hog
Ah.
tied.
You're terrible people.
All right. So, Illyria, after roughly, actually, at about the same time, you can see movement happening in the farthest door of this cavern. As you can see silhouettes coming down the hallway from the hole.
Was that little
sunlight.
shithead?
And as he begins walking down this hallway, you can see two
I'm
normal-sized human
signaling.
and a
I'm
smart
signaling
little halfling.
Lothar, holding up 3 fingers. So
Okay.
and waving at him to like pass the message on.
And he
And
comes
readying
over.
my bow.
All right. So you can see these 3. He's actually holding a torch because halflings don't have dark vision.
That's that shithead from the fucking mine, isn't it? Or the
As
wagon
the
people.
3 of them are stepping forward, they appear to be very wary about what's going on, and you can hear him calling out, hello? Hello?
Would it just be villagers?
It looks like what's his face, the asshole that tried to extort us.
I don't remember his name.
The one that
blonde.
that dropped into the hole, and then like 2 randos.
So they might just be here to make sure we're okay.
Does somebody want to come assist me with this?
I am watching through Silent O's eyes, and I don't hear anything.
If someone gives me, I'm in the opposite room, but I would totally go up there if someone were to tell me.
I know that that's not. Zen, can you confirm that's the what's his face name? I can't remember.
Tanner Hair, the guy who wanted some money for information.
What's his name again?
Stanner.
Tanner.
Tanner.
Right.
Cassie sees
Every
you
time I
making
see it, I
motions,
think like
and
Game of
she
Thrones.
goes and tells Miyoshi. And Miyoshi regags the man and apologizes. And Cassie
And he
takes
looks
this,
very scared and confused as this rope is reforced back into his mouth.
and she goes like this, and she walks away.
And he nods his head.
And she comes around to Illyria.
Okay, and Illyria is gonna kind of just direct her to like be ready with the chains. Was she able to figure out which one is which square?
Yeah, as during like the 30 minutes or so, she was kind of playing with him, slowly letting one chain up. She would see like kind of where in the hallway the cage would slowly start to lower before raising it back and tying it back off. So she's got a feel for which cages are what.
Is that something that she could convey to Miyoshi like quickly?
Yeah, like she could just be like, pull that one or something like that.
Okay, so she's gonna point out a chain and be like, if I signal, pull that one.
All right.
And then she's gonna wait for them to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here underneath the first one, basically.
Okay.
Because it
That's
wasn't the first one that we broke, right? It was the next 2.
You broke those 2.
Okay, so this one though is still good.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, she's gonna wait until
All right.
there where she opens the door.
So you can see them kind of like gathered up here where all these other doors were opened at. And you can see the 2 guys kind of like shrugging their shoulders before Standard points the torch to the south, and they wander into this room.
Oh, they're going to the toilets.
This would certainly seem that way.
All right. Well, she'll just wait until they figure it out and come back.
So we can assume that they don't know where they're going, though, and they're probably not out to get us because they're going to the bathroom.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, so a couple of moments go by where the torchlight is seen in the hallway once again. And you can see 3 figures kind of slowly stumbling out, each one of them covering their noses.
Okay.
The
So
disgusted look on their face.
before they can decide to go north,
Yeah.
Illyria's gonna open the door. She won't have her short bow like up, like she's just holding it, not like at them.
Yeah.
But she's gonna step out and kind of keep the door not fully closed, but like just so that they can't see into the room
Right.
behind her, and kind of call down the hallway. What are you doing down here, Stanner?
And hearing this voice, you can see like they all kind of like very spooked, like draw out like small daggers, and one's holding a pitchfork.
Yeah, I'm scared.
And And he shouts back, "Is that the dark elf woman?"
It is.
Thank goodness. I came to and they told me you'd fallen down this hole, and well, honestly, I feared the worst. As it seems they looted my own person before leaving me be. I feared the worst for you. Seemed nobody knew what became of you lot. There were all sorts of stories about that you guys had gone through a stone door and that you guys had gone through a muddy tunnel. There's all sorts of stories. Like nobody seemed to tell the same tale. So I got together a couple of the guys that I work with and drink with, and we were coming in after you.
I appreciate your concern, but we're fine. You can go back.
What is this place? What's going on down here?
Don't know. We're exploring.
Okay. You sure you don't want to come out? I mean, we can protect you guys.
I think we can handle it, Stanner. Thank you.
I mean, okay. And you
They
can
can't
see
see me, can they?
they cannot,
That's
even
great.
with their torchlight. And kind of like